Welcome to Bass and Boundaries podcast. I'm your host, Amy G, and this is your one-stop shop for all things mental health and music. Hi, welcome back to Bass and Boundaries. I'm your host, Amy, and I'm joined with another artist today in the drum and bass world that is absolutely fantastic. This is Next Horizon. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm really good, actually. Got a really exciting weekend coming up, so yeah, I'm doing really good.
I can't believe that. Tell everybody what you're doing, because I saw your name on that and I was like, that is amazing. Go for it. What's going on?
So my name is Sierk. I'm 21 years old. I'm from the northern side of the Netherlands, Leeuwarden to be specific. Yeah, I mainly produce melodic dance for drum and bass. Yeah, that's kind of who I am.
I love that. You won a competition. So
Yes.
where are you this weekend?
So I've won like the Liquicity DJ competition, and I'll be playing at the festival. And yeah, I've made it to the finals, and when I saw it, I was like going completely crazy. And
Imagine. Wow.
yeah,
So has that given you, so you've got like an entire set at Liquicity then?
yeah, like a complete hour, like on the Nebula stage. Yeah.
That's incredible. Like, what a way to kind of like break into that by winning a competition. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm like really looking forward also to be like in the backstage and like meeting everyone. Like especially like Andromatic is like such a big inspiration for me, and he's like on the same lineup. So I really want to say like in person like how much his music means to me, and like all the artists that are on the lineup are like inspirations for me every day. So yeah,
Wow.
it's like a big dream to come through.
He's such a sweetheart as well. Like, I think every person I've interviewed all has something to say about Andromatic. Like, he's the reason I started this. He gave me a chance by letting me interview him right back in the beginning stages before Bass and Boundaries was a thing. So like he helps people, and I think that's what I love about, say, the drum and bass world in general. It's just a massive community, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's also I'm like really into like melodic music, so I grew up with like Martin Garrix and Avicii and that kind of stuff. So really music based on like really melodic driven, and he's also like doing the same thing with drum and bass now. So yeah, that's really really nice.
I think Avicii would have been one, definitely. I would have loved to have interviewed. Like, what a man.
Yeah.
It was such a loss in the music world when he passed away. And so I think like when you see the melodic side of things that has gone into drum and bass, like it is kind of reigniting that, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah, I think like the EDM side is like mainly like the progressive house and stuff that's kind of going away. Like Martin Garrix is still doing it, but yeah, I think it's like the worlds are kind of colliding now and like slowly turning into like, yeah, also in drum and bass, like in general, like you can really hear like the influence of like, yeah, Avicii and Martin Garrix and stuff.
Sure.
But
So
yeah.
who inspires you? Like who, like apart from Andromatic, I think he inspires everybody, but like who like makes you go, oh, I'd love to be as big as that person, or you draw a lot of like positive influence from those people?
So like I think like Sub Focus is also like a person like for everyone, but yeah, I think he's also like the main person for me. Like I did when I was around like 15, I did like free running. I don't know if you know what it is, but like doing backflips and that kind of stuff with friends. And I was like on a training, and my brother picked me up with a car, and my brother was also like really into electronic music and stuff, so we really had that in common. And he like we always shared like music to each other.
Sure.
And he played like Solar System in a car, and he said like, yeah, you really need to hear this. So he also put it like really loud, and like also with the euphoric breakdown and stuff, and like I didn't knew like what I was hearing, so that was like really inspiring to me. And then I like kind of began to explore like little bit more with like the worship artists, Culture Shock, and also with Wilkinson, like the album Portals with Subfocus. When I heard that, I was so inspiring for me. And yeah, after that, I came in like a video course. I followed for like 4 years, and I finished it last year. And there were like a lot of professional music studios in there, and I always wanted to like produce music.
Sure.
But I never really did it. And then I started making mashups and stuff from like the EDM classics, the Swedish House Mafia and Martin Garrix. And yeah, after that, I started producing drum and bass. I started my artist project with a best friend of mine. He is also like the music really in common with each other. We really listen to like the same music. And yeah, then we don't really have like any reason for how we came up with the name. It's just, it sounded nice or something.
I love that. So do you find that so I'm guessing you've already like been performing and, you know, and going to do sets and things like that. How does it feel in that moment when you're on the decks, you're doing your thing? Like, what does that feel like for you in that moment?
Yeah, I think it's like the best feeling ever. You're producing a lot of hours in the studio, like around 60 hours. Mainly with drum and bass, it's really technical to produce. So you have like a nice idea, and you start playing around with the piano or making melodies. And then after that, you are tweaking for like 60 hours on the mixer and stuff. It's like you really have to be patient. And when you finally can perform it on stage, it's like such a good feeling. Also, with like the drum and bass community is really open and really accepted for everyone, who everyone is. And like, yeah, it's really nice to see that people like get like the same emotion that you're putting in. Like, yeah.
That's amazing. I think like, because I see two sort of types of performer when they're on stage. So like if you're at an event and you'll have somebody like Andromedic that interacts with the crowd, and then you've got maybe people like Mosey, for instance. I saw him at Worried About Henry, and he had an MC and a group of dancers, and I was like, fair play. Like, where would you say you're at? Do you interact with the crowd, or do you just do you think?
I think like, I'm kind of like a danceable person, so the performing type goes like really natural, I think, because we all like really love the music, and that goes like quite natural. But for a festival like Liquicity, I do want to try to pick up the mic and maybe interact a bit with the crowd. For example, just introduce myself, and because I'm like quite new there, so
oh bless you, no, do it
and
I'm
also
telling you to do it.
like maybe say like, yeah, this is an unreleased tune, so they know like that I made it. But yeah, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm just at the beginning of my career. I don't have like a lot of experience with performing, mainly just local events. And like in my city, Leeuwarden, they had like a few raves. High Tea hosted a party here, so I saw Tea and Sugar and Method, and so that was really cool. And I've been to Liquicity, of course, but yeah.
See, I've never been, but it's on my bucket list. It's of places I want to do. Rampage is another one I really want to do. I had a choice between Rampage and Worried About Henry, and I was like, well, the other one's in London. It's easier for me to get to, but I have so much FOMO from Rampage. Have you been to that one?
No, I've never been to it, but I also really want to go there. Also with like the Sport Paleis indoor, like the
Mm,
production is so crazy
I
to see,
know.
and I think that definitely will be like an experience for a lifetime.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think drum and bass brings that though, doesn't it? Like some of my best memories are at a rave or, like I say, speaking to artists and, in October, I'm going to see Andromatic Invites at Antwerp. And, there's so many people that I know now in the music world that's going, like Solid State's going, Exception's going, Leisha's got, obviously, she's one of the headliners. Like, and when you get to know these people and like everyone becomes like a little group and it's really nice. So if you're not doing anything, you should go. It's meant to be
yeah,
amazing, meant to be
yeah. I've
incredible.
I've went to Andromatic Invites in Amsterdam at the
Yeah.
Melkweg, but it was not the recent one, but the one before that one. But yeah, that was so cool. Also because it was like a smaller, uh, like it was not in the main room, so you were really close to Andromatic, and also Pirapis were performing there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's also like really production wise like a big inspiration for me. So that was also really cool.
Parappas
Yeah,
are amazing. Like,
yeah,
they were with an Andromatic when he did his invites in London in February, and there was only one of them, the one with like the longer hair.
yeah,
And he like came round and he like gave me a high five and like they interact with the crowd, and I think that's amazing. Like when you've got an artist that you can see like when they're on the decks and they're dancing and they're going for it, and I'm like, fair play, but you can do it. You can introduce yourself in like the first 30 seconds of your set whilst it's going, and then just jump right into it, sort of thing.
yeah.
I
It's
think you do
more
it.
it's more because like drum and bass, and also my set is like I do mainly like I play like not four decks at a time, but I play with four decks. So it is really sometimes like I'm really still, because I'm not like that experienced with performing. I'm still really focused on like the technical side and really critical about myself, like
Oh,
with
bless
like
you.
if
You
I'm
know
not
what,
making mistakes and that kind of stuff.
don't be critical on yourself. I know it's easier said than done because we're all our worst critics. But honestly, the fact that you're doing it and you're getting up on that stage, and then the thing is you'll do it and then you'll wonder why you were worried in the first place, because that always happens, doesn't
Yeah,
it? Like, and like I say, just enjoy it, embrace it for what it is. And if you make a mistake, just style it out. Like, everyone makes mistakes. Like,
yeah.
you'll be fine. I know you will
I
be.
always have like when the first mix is going all right, I'm like into it and there's like no stress anymore. But I think the stress will kind of come up like when with time to time, like when I have to perform. But yeah, it will be fine.
So when you're dealing with like four decks, like I can only deal with two. So like how on earth do you manage to deal with four? That would just make my brain just go no. Like
uh, I sometimes make like when it's like too complicated. So sometimes it's like kind of unnecessary to play like vocals, then like double drop. You can sometimes make it like a mashup, so you can also make like quality wise better for like the experience of the crowd. So I make like mashups, but
yeah.
mainly the double drops are like yeah, like two decks at a time. But
Mm.
yeah, I think all the artists have like their own kind of way of mixing,
Yeah.
but I work with like loops. So if you extend it like quite far ahead, you have like a lot of time to when you mix in to exit it. So that's kind of giving me like a bit more like a relaxed feeling, I guess.
Oh, I can imagine. Like what an experience though, being able to just go and just do that. Like, do you get stage fright? Like, do you get scared of all the people?
um like I remembered I started like the project with a friend of mine, and we were like at like the Neushoorn, that's like the local club at Leeuwarden where I live, and that was kind of like the first time that it was totally packed. So and we weren't like expecting that. So we were like on the bike and seeing that, and at that time we also invited like a lot of family and friends, just because we were performing, but we didn't knew like that it was going to be like that busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that at that time we felt it like both. But yeah, then it was the same with like playing the first track, and after that it was all good. Like, yeah, goes quite naturally.
Yeah, I suppose it's like the nerves, isn't it? And I do public speaking as part of my job, and it's kind of like the same thing where you've got so many people just looking at you, and you're like this is scary. But then I suppose once you like get into it, it kind of goes down, doesn't it? Like the nerves, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going from strength to strength. What would you like to see happen in your career? That's a
Um,
question.
yeah, like my main goal is to just live out of music.
Hmm.
Like, I finished my music course so a year ago, and now I'm doing like a music I did like a video course. Now that I do like a music course,
Nice.
so my main goal is to just live out of music. But for like the short term goals, it's mainly, I think, having like a release on Liquicity or on Rhythmic, like the sub label, and yeah, just g- going to, I think, a bit more raves, like
Yeah,
getting to know a lot of more producers, like-minded people.
absolutely.
Uh, like in Leeuwarden, it's quite limited. It's quite dead up here if you talk about like drum and bass, but yeah, I think mainly that. But yeah, with like Liquidity, like this weekend, I think I will meet like so much people. I
You
also
will.
really invested like in networking on Instagram, meeting a lot more people there. Also with like collaborating, I got a tune coming up with React, who was
Nice.
also in a podcast. Um,
Yeah, we love React. He's
uh,
amazing. Bless him. What an amazing guy.
so yeah, kind of that's our kind of my goals.
So how do you get collaborations with other artists? Is that mainly through Instagram and sort of networking and
Yeah, it's mainly for me now. It's mainly through Instagram. Like you're just yeah, like exploring your for you page, and you sometimes find people or music that's kind of like where you're after. And
yeah, sure.
yeah, I also watch like a lot of videos,
Hmm.
so like production videos. For example, Pirapas have like a production Patreon where you can see like a lot of tutorials, and yeah, you also meet a lot of people there,
Yeah.
and mainly in Discords. Like 5X has like a really big Discord with like a lot of like-minded producers.
Yeah, he's
So I think
amazing.
I met React there, and also yeah, a few other artists that I'm currently working with. But yeah, kind of like
That's
that.
really cool. Yeah, I think that's because I always used to wonder like how people did it until oh, who was it that did Dux and I'm trying to think off the top of my head who the other ones are. I think it might have been Tea and Sugar. But they did a track recently and it was through WhatsApp that they were swapping ideas and they actually was like voice noting samples to each other. And I was like, that's really cool. They're not even in the same country and that can happen. I find that amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also sometimes try to like, you have a lot of people who are like coming like happy in your DM and send like not like a voice memo, but like a small concept, and then if you're like into it, you can work it out, or like have like a Discord call and
Mhm.
work it through that way. My first kind of collabs that I did this year were like mainly throughout Discord, but I really want to expand it to like studio time, because then you can meet each other in person. And I don't know, it's sometimes with social media I don't really like it. I'm more like into like a personal connection instead of like
Absolutely.
doing everything online and stuff, because
It's
I'm really
hard.
so much all in my room, like making music. So
I understand that. Like for people like myself, that my whole life is working through social media, although majority of my life I keep very separate from it. And I think like as an artist, you have to do the same, don't you? Like you can only give so much of yourself online, because otherwise people feel like, I was talking about this with Kino this morning about how you know, people like Subfocus and Dramatic, people always want things from them because they're so big. And I think like when you strip it back, we're all just people trying to survive in this world, you know?
yeah, it's sometimes like for me it's also like I'm like in the beginning phase of my career, so I can't really imagine how it would be if you're like so big. But I could really imagine like that is sometimes when they're like backstage, they don't always want to talk to you or something, like they are like really busy and stuff. But yeah,
The ones that will give you their time, they will do it. And that's the thing, like we're with Andro Invites in October, like was like, oh yeah, just send my management an email about me doing an interview, like a proper one for this podcast, so that I can finally say I've already interviewed him unofficially. But
I will definitely check that out. I'm really curious.
I would love it, love it, love it, love it. Like I want so badly to interview him for my podcast because he's the reason it started. And you know, I'm going over there, but his management are near enough impossible to get hold of. Like I must have sent like 6 emails and I've not heard anything back, and it's really frustrating. But I have been told that like from artists that are getting quite out there, to just set boundaries for early on. So only give your time to people that you think, like, you know, if you give your time to everybody, you're going to become burnt out. So
yeah, it's also because like they're kind of running a business, so it's also really it also have like both sides to benefit from it. But yeah,
absolutely. Do you know?
but yeah, you still have like a personal connection with him, so.
Oh God, yeah. And you know, when I went to Worried About Henry a couple of Sundays ago, he was one of the first people on stage, and he saw me, waved at me, you know, and he made that time, but I didn't get to meet him. And he actually personally messaged me. He was like, I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to say hello. And I was like, it's fine. Like at the end of the day, you're like doing what you need to do, and you know, you've got a management team, you know, it's not that straightforward. But like the likes of like Solid State, yourself, Exception, like I can just pop you a message and I know you're going to reply. Do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's a next level, isn't it? As soon as you've got like a management team, you're more like, I'll say it how it is, like policed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, no, you will not speak to him. I'm like, all right.
I still think it's in German bass is still quite okay.
Yeah.
Like most people are that you think that aren't reachable are still reachable. Like I sent my Set Me Free bootleg, like my recent one.
Yeah.
I was on like going to on a holiday a weekend with my family, and I had like nothing to do, so I made like a message kind of like for everyone. So I was copy pasting that into people's AMs, but still making it kind of personal.
Yeah, sure.
I sent it to like a lot of artists, and most of artists didn't respond. But then I received like a notification, and I saw that AMC reacted. So wow. I was like, what the fuck? And he also followed me on Instagram. So that was kind of like, maybe I should do this more. Like it's approachable, and they are looking for new tunes. So if you're just nice and like, I didn't make like a really long message, but just like, yo legend, I made this and this, and I think it will fit in your set. But now I know that he has it on his USB, so I hope when he plays at Liquicity and I'm in the crowd, he's going to play it, and will really blow my mind.
Oh, you'd be like, that's mine, like
yeah, like waving to everyone.
You're like, oh my God, that's me. Oh, that's amazing. Like, it must be such a weird feeling, because I did notice that, like, back years ago, I'd find like going to, you know, in my sort of EDM days, clubland days, people would typically only play their own stuff. And now I've noticed all these collaborations. You've got, you know, Sub Focus dropping someone else's track and stuff like that. I think that's awesome because that's such a supportive way of doing things, isn't it?
Yeah, it is in the drum and bass community like a really nice environment, but it's also good like to like kind of support like the underground artists. Like
sure,
we aren't making anything, and we kind of need also like the support from them to maybe reach like a new audience. But yeah,
it's kind of like you need lifting up sometimes. I think like I was saying this earlier on, like say the other podcast, like sometimes when you've got bigger artists that actually give you a chance, it's like it means so much because someone's seen potential in you, they've seen the good in you, and they're like, let me help you. Like that for me is something I've seen again and again and again in the drum and bass world, where you would never see that in another genre.
no,
Not at all.
that's also with like mailing like a lot of labels, you get like a lot of rejection, and sometimes you also need like some appreciation or from like a big artist like were you looking up to. That really helps. I was like in the listening in the gym to the mix from Pirapes, and then I was just listening to it, and I heard like another bootleg from mine, and like I was the whole week I was watching like production tutorials of him from the Patreon, and yeah, that feeling is like indescribable. Like,
gosh, I can imagine. What if you could be on stage with someone doing a back-to-back, who would it be? Sorry, that's another burning question.
That's a difficult question. That would be, I think, Sub Focus or Enzymatic, mainly because like my musical vision like really aligns with their sound, and
I love
it would be like a
melodic.
dream.
Yeah, like the drum and bass that you guys produce is literally like it's just amazing. Like I know there's different types, and like sometimes like you know like with Parapis, like Energy for instance, like is so it hits hard, you know. Like I remember hearing that live for the first time. I was like, what is this? Like, and I
me too.
loved it. But not everybody likes that kind of drum and bass, but I do. The only one I don't know, I say I don't like, you know, like sometimes when it's quite liquid and it's quite slow, I need something that keeps up with me, like fast paced.
Yeah, like some variation. Sometimes, I'm exactly like that.
And sometimes you want to play it in 2-speed just to speed it up a bit. Like, terrible. Like, can we go a bit quicker?
190 BPM.
Yes, literally. And that's the thing. Like, you can, and this is something like a lot of people that don't really appreciate the work that producers do, how much goes into a track. Like I've tried so hard to do it myself and I just lose it after like 20 minutes. I'm like, no, not for me. But like it's the idea of you're thinking of a track that you want to do and you then got to take it from here into that computer. Like, have you ever tried and then you've just not been able to get it to sound like what you want?
Yeah, like I'm still really struggling with that also within my workflow. But yeah, I've had that a few times, but I mainly like for now I'm really experimenting with that.
Sure.
I listened to like last week I heard like a track of Matrix and Futurebound, a really old one. Wait, I don't know, but like it was so good, and I immediately had like an idea in my head. So I'm really working with like voice memos. So I'm just recording my cringe voice and like doing the melody and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I try to put it as fast as possible into my DAW and like work it out. And after that you can just like finish it, but then you have already like the concept in your project, so that way is like way easier to finish it. But it's still like pretty hard sometimes.
I've written songs and I've written like I do vocals and stuff, but like when I've written stuff, like I'll be like driving along and I get this really great like one liner and I'm like, oh, and then I'll remember it when I get home. I don't ever. And I think I've lost probably some bestsellers just from the fact that I forgot what it was. But when I finally did write one, and it was it's too many words for a drum and bass track. But I remember writing this one particular track and it was like I'd love to have it, and I could think of how it would go and stuff like that, but like you say, like you have to use like a voice memo like to kind of
that is a really good way.
It is. And it's like remembering stuff is, you can't write it down. You have to kind of like say if you've got a tune in your head and it's like I need to get that down. But I once did a tune and someone else has already done very, very similar, and I was like, man, like, so I get that. So what do you think, what's coming up for you after Liquicity? Are you still going to be releasing stuff? Are you going to up your game? What are you doing?
I try to make like a lot of more music. For now I'm like quite burned out with production. I did like so much hours in it, so
bless you.
I'm going on vacation, so I think that will help also with the inspiration.
Absolutely.
Just listening and vibing to some tunes, and then automatically like the inspiration will come up. But yeah, like mainly finishing tunes, get more stuff out there, like kind of building like a artist instead of like just being a DJ with like 2 songs around. But yeah, mainly that, like finishing collabs. I got like some pretty exciting collabs coming up, so yeah.
That's awesome. So do you approach them or do they approach you, or is it like a mixture of both?
Yeah, kind of a mixture. I got also like a collab with Reconnect coming up, and he messaged me like on, where was it? I think on Instagram, and we got in touch, and he had like a small idea and I kind of worked it out, and then he is friends with Jess Robin is her name, if I speak right.
Yeah,
and she's like Robin, a really talented vocalist, and I already followed her on Instagram, so I was totally down. And he said like, yeah, maybe I can send it to her, and she's down. And now, yeah, she is down.
Hey,
so I'm definitely like, it's almost done. I'm gonna play it on the Liquicity, and hopefully we can. Hopefully people like it.
I've seen Jess on a few tracks, actually. There was a man that I interviewed a few weeks ago called Anova, and he did a track with her, and it's incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah, I also listened to that one. It's really good.
Yeah. It's a fantastic. So I actually live very close to Anova, so I actually heard his new track before it was released. I played it in my car, and I was like, I gave him like the full. So anyone that's got a track that they want to say, is it bass worthy? They play it in my car because I've got a sound system. It's amazing.
I will send my next early tunes to you, and you can say if it's good or not.
And I'll be like, is it car worthy? Because I think for the most part, most of us do listen to music when we're on the road, when we're going and doing things. And I think if it sounds good in a car with that level of bass, fabulous. I've got a sub in my car, so
yeah, that's nice.
So when you're not doing this, what are you doing? Like, what are your hobbies apart from music?
Yeah, I think this is like my main. This
is your main gig, yeah?
I do play guitar, but like I'm not doing it that much anymore. Yeah, just hanging out with friends, doing some beers, and the rest of the time is just making music. Like I had a passion before with like video editing and that kind of stuff, but I can combine that with my music marketing and stuff. So I can still combine like both hobbies into each other. So yeah, kind of that.
You mentioned guitar. Did you listen to like rock music growing up? Or has it always been sort of like this kind of end of music?
I think when I was like growing up, it was mainly electronic music.
Yeah.
But my father also played like a lot of Dire Straits in his
Nice.
when we are going to vacation and stuff. So I'm like really into that. I also got like a LP from Dire Straits, like
I
two of them
saw.
in the
Yeah, I
background.
love that.
So
Have you ever
yeah,
seen
that's
Pendulum?
no Pendulum. I didn't see. Yeah, wait, I did see them last year at Liquicity. Yeah,
Nice.
that was crazy. But yeah, that's also like Dire Straits is also a bit of like mainly focused on like solos and guitar, so also melodic music. Yeah, also
That's
really
the
like
thing,
that.
isn't it? Yeah, you could definitely bring that into drum and bass. I think because I've seen a lot of people like Kino brings a lot of orchestra into drum and bass, and I think that's awesome. Like you can, like two worlds can definitely collide. Like, I grew up listening to rock like my dad. In my teenage years, I was very much like into Pendulum, but
Yeah,
also like My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, those kinds of people. Isn't it funny, like how so many, and I don't know if you've seen this, that so many people that were into like rock music have navigated over to drum and bass?
yeah, that is quite funny. It's also because like drum and bass is like so you can do so much. It's so broad. Also with like you have like with liquid drum and bass, dance for drum and bass, neuro is more with rock. Like
Hmm.
that's also really nice and like accessible for like a lot of people. I think
Yeah.
most people just don't know about drum and bass, but I do think they will like it.
It's like, yeah, if they've heard Sub Focus or Pendulum, they know what it is, but they just
Yeah,
probably don't realize what it is. Because a lot of Sub Focus now gets played on like mainstream radio. So I think for those that probably like his music, they don't realize what his genre actually is.
no, yeah, I also had that like I listened to like Sigma and like DJ Fresh and that kind of stuff in like
Oh my gosh,
around
DJ Fresh,
two,
yeah.
2000, what was it, like 2014 or something. But like I
Yeah.
knew about the rhythm of it, but I didn't really knew it was like a genre. That
I think it was like starting to evolve then, wasn't it?
yeah,
Like because I went through like from 2008 to like 2012. I was into like Clubland, like Cascada, Italo Brothers, um, DJ Hixie, those kinds of people, Darren Styles. So that was like that's all kind of navigated that way as well, which I find really interesting.
yeah. I think everyone has like their own kind of musical journey, but yeah, it's really beautiful.
It is. No, it is. Which kind of like leads into the next topic, really, about like AI. Like, where are you standing with AI music? I always ask.
um, yeah, I think like the fully produced AI tracks is like kind of sad that there are people that are uploading that, and um, yeah, I don't really like that, but I do like a few things. For example, you have like stem extractions, which is like really helpful for remixing and bootlegs.
Okay.
Like I really like to remix like one of my favorite tracks and then make it into like a drum and bass song. For example,
Sure.
Swedish House Mafia, Don't You Worry Child, like that's one of my favorite EDM songs of all time. And then you can like or like with AI you can put it in and it exported the stems with like the instrumental vocals. You could do that before, but that would take like a lot of more time.
So,
And now
like
it's like really,
separating it.
yes. So
Yeah.
now it's
Okay.
really accessible
That can
and
be
easy to
helpful.
do. But
Mm.
um, yeah, I would say like just use it as a tool, but not like I also don't like when people like making like uh ideas out of Suno and then start producing yourself. Like just think in your head, like you have like a feeling that you want to describe with music. I think that's way more important instead of like randomizing it into a computer and then start producing. Like that's a really kind of weird way, I think.
I think it was Mosey that said that his music was actually trained into AI. And I asked Kino this morning, his music's been done as well. You can check if your music's been stolen. Let's just say how it is.
Yeah.
Stolen to train AI. And I find that really disheartening for the people that are putting those tunes out all the time, being consistent with it, and then finding out that basically your track's been taken effectively and used on like Suno. And I think that's really sad. And I agree with you. I mean, for me, like all the Suno songs sound the same.
Yeah.
They all have that, like, it's not bassy. It's melodic, but it's not bassy. So you know it's fake. Like it's very like flat.
Yeah, flat. Like I think it's dangerous. Like Suno is dangerous for like the non-copyright kind of happy child music and that kind of simple kind of music.
Yeah.
But drum and bass is so like complicated also to balance it right, that I still think like that would take years to like to be like that good.
Someone's turn the bass right low and then whack the treble right up, and then it's like this flat, but it's lacking a soul. That's the only way I can describe it, because
it is.
When you hear an AI vocalist, there's no warmth in that person's voice. There's no human behind it. So it lacks that thing. I've been caught out a couple of times where I've been on TikTok and there's been a song that's trending, and I'm like, oh, I like that. And I'm like, it's blown up very, very quickly. I need to do some research into this. Lo and behold, it's AI. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
and then I feel bad for kind of liking it, but yeah.
I think it's like okay when you use like a hook or something, but
sure,
when you have like a full song and everything is like AI, like the ID, and then you kinda did some production, but then you put it in again and make like a vocal. That's not the way of producing for me. It's also like not fulfilling or something.
Yeah, and it's like if you say, yeah, I've done a track, it's AI, I'd have more respect for that person. But if they lie about it, which most of them do, oh, I've produced this in my studio, it's like, no, you haven't.
Yeah.
Like, why are you lying about it? It's not true. Like, you haven't. And you lose credibility for that person straight away. I think if people are just honest about it. But yeah, a lot of them, I've seen a lot of artists getting into arguments with AI people because they're like, oh, well, I've produced this track. And they're like, no, I'm literally a producer. I can tell it's AI. And then they're like having these back and forths. I've seen quite a few on TikTok, and I'm here for the drama. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, well, I think like the producers will find out anyways. Also, when they're going to perform at a stage, and you have like a talk about music and how did you make this, what kind of plugins are you using, and they can't even answer that kind of questions. You immediately tell like they are not like really into. But yeah, that's the same.
Yeah. It's like if you told me now how to do something by the means of production, I'd be like, no idea, mate. Like, but no, I think there was one that it was Lee UHF had said it actually. He says if someone says, oh, I like your track, but they haven't realized it's AI, which very unlikely is going to happen, but they would say, oh, come down for, let's produce a track together. They're not going to be able to do it.
Exactly. Like for collaborations, it's
not happening.
That would be like really weird or something. They can't even probably like they probably don't even know how to save a project. Like
literally. And I would love to see it. I think just more for entertainment, like how it would pan out. You have an actual artist on stage with a Suno artist and see how they do a back-to-back. You won't be able to do it.
That will be like a really creative concept.
Oh, it would. Yeah, because you couldn't mix a D&B Suno track in with a regular track, because like I say, it's like two different frequencies. It just doesn't work.
But still, I think in the future there will be like a lot of more rules for it, and like the people that are like fully into like producing with AI now, they will get banned for it. Also with Spotify, they are now doing like the verifying or verify stuff. So with like the tag mark. So you can already see like who is like a real artist and who is not. Like I still don't have like the following to get like a verification, but when you have like a cultural influence and you have like a fan base, you can ask Spotify for it and they will check it, and then you can get verified. So they are
I didn't
already
know that.
that's really
No.
nice.
It must be as well, because like you kind of prove, it's not like you have to prove your worth, but it's like you're proving that you are an artist and you're a legitimate one, and you've not just made these tracks on Suno and like, hi, I'm an artist, because like it doesn't work like that. But I think there are other apps, music apps, they've actually banned AI music entirely, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, I think they should do it for Spotify too, because
Me too.
there are like so much music that is posted every day, and we don't need like more of that stuff.
No, we don't. And to be fair, my voice got cloned with AI a couple of years ago. Someone took a voice note of me and put it through a software, manipulated my voice.
Really?
And it's so dangerous. Like genuinely so dangerous. Like that can wreak havoc on people. Like, yeah, she was just someone that didn't like me at work and wanted me sacked. So
That's insane.
yeah, it was a good thing that I had the original voice note, because it started off the same and then it changed. And I was like, nah, that's when AI first started coming in. I had to sit with my boss and I'm like, this is the original. And she was like, wow, there's some real messed up people.
That's a crazy story.
And that person that did that still works there.
That's so weird.
I know. It's just like, whatever. But I think like for me, I do networking for businesses, so like people that do all the things and things, but I've noticed a significant amount of like business posters that are made by AI, so they all look the same. Is it like that where you are?
My internet was kind of bad, so I didn't
that's
really
okay. No, you're fine. So I was saying about like posters, like leaflets for businesses, and how they use like ChatGPT and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
Is it like really that where you are as well?
Yeah, yes.
Oh
like
no.
I see like the most local stuff, like the bakery and that kind of stuff, and I see like a really cringe kind of poster, and I'm like laughing about it. So like most people, when you expect like they don't know about it, they do know now. So yeah,
they know. Yeah. Oh, the ones where they're like doing promotional material and it's just this essay this big and it's got like the really long dashes in it, the grammar's wrong,
yeah.
like
the
chat wrote
stars and stuff in between. Yeah.
And like sometimes I feel annoyed that I have to write all of the stuff that I do, but I would rather write it from my own brain than AI, because they all sound the same. So if I see it with a business where they've got that poster or they've got a big essay and it's not them, I'm like, no, I'm not interested.
No,
I'm not interested.
I do find it really helpful when, like, for example, writing emails or that kind of stuff, like the stuff you don't really like to put a lot of time in. It's really helpful, and that's all right, but you still have to like
that.
read it through, and
you have to proofread it. Yeah, because I've known of people to do emails where they asked ChatGPT to do it and it wasn't right, and they've sent the email off and someone's come back as like, is that AI? And they're like, no.
Or with like the explanation like above it or underneath it, like is this a good email and all?
Is this an all right email? Chat, can you write me an email, please? Like, I get it. And I know a lot of people do it as well if they're struggling, like if English isn't their first language and they just need it to sound like they are really good at English. I get that. Like, and I think
that's for me the same, but
yeah, like that's healthy. But I think if it's for people that, English is very much their first language, they just can't be bothered. And I think that's the difference, isn't it? Like people do struggle and need that little bit of help,
Yeah.
I've, like I said, I've worked with many people where their English is not their first language, and, ones that live over here, and we have to sit there with my phone with Google Translate and go like back and forth. And it would probably be the same for me. In what date are we on now? When I go to Denmark in October, in August, like I don't know Danish really well at all, but I think I'll need Translate, definitely.
Yeah, that's quite a hard language.
I know. English is a hard language, and you've got really good English, so
Thank you.
you're welcome. Did you have to learn it at school?
Yeah, I do for around 4 years, I think. But
Okay.
I do think I learned the most English myself, because also with drum and bass, every technical tutorial is in English. So
Sure.
yeah, I think that I learned the most out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have spoke to artists that find English like really complicated, and then some people find it like mega easy. Like, where do you think what do you think it's like?
Like for me, also with this, it's just kind of out of my comfort zone, because it
Yeah,
isn't like
true.
my first language, but it's also like I don't really know how good my English is, because
It's good.
I
It's really good.
like I don't really uh have like a lot of English conversations with people. Like I do understand it really well also when I'm listening to videos or that kind of stuff, but
Hmm.
yeah, for me it's also something like I need to experience if I can have like a normal conversation. Also with
You
like a
will.
coming weekend, if I can explain things like normally.
When you go to Liquicity, you'll meet a lot of English people,
Yeah,
like that's got really strong English skills. So
good training.
yeah, definitely. No, your English is fantastic. Like, and I have to be kind of careful and sort of because in obviously when I'm around people that are English, like I talk very quickly anyway. So when I know that it's not someone's first language, I have to slow down a bit so that I'm not like blah 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 blah. To be playing, some people in like other countries play my TikToks in like zero point 0.5 speed so they can understand what I'm
Really?
saying. I'm like, no, that's the beauty of being able to talk really quickly. So like, but no, you've done amazing. And honestly, like it sounds to me you're going to go off and do some incredible things. So thank you for being here for starters. Like, thank you for coming on. And
Thanks for the invite.
no, it was an absolute pleasure. I always see potential in people. Like, I want to big up people that deserve it. And yeah, absolutely. I'm very proud that you're doing that this weekend. So,
Yeah, looking forward to it.
and if you
Thanks
meet
for having me.
Andromedic, tell him I says hi.
Yes, I will.
Like,
I will
oi,
also.
Amy says hi.
I will tell him she wants you on the podcast.
So look, she's had every single one of your mates on her podcast. It's your turn now, dude. Come on. Like, no, he knows. Like, I hope that it comes to something, but it's like I say, it's very difficult. So, but we shall see. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all social media platforms at Bass and Boundaries. Check me out on Burton Radio for the B2B takeover. And also, if you're in a position to support the channel, I would really appreciate it. You can find all the details in the description. Thank you.